Hello and welcome to the Islands Podcast. This is a promotive and informative podcast about the beauty and tourism opportunity that islands such as the Azores and Ireland hold. I'm your host Calum, and today we have some guest speakers in to explain and provide some insight into focal points of life on the islands. I hope you enjoy. Our first speaker today is from the Azores and will be speaking about the economy of the islands. I'll let Dino take it away.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here in the Islands podcast. The Azores Islands compared to Ireland is not very developed, but they are one of the most beautiful islands that I can remember.
And how does the isolation that the islands are in affect the economy?
One thing that I needed to do because of the isolation of the islands was that I needed to fly almost 3 hours to get to Lisbon and make the first stop, and then wait in the airport to get on the next flight to get to Dublin and wait more 3 hours on the plane to arrive there. It was so long the trip and a bit expensive. But it was so worthy because we needed to stay there one night, so the next day we almost saw everything in Dublin. It was so magical, the view there.
Thank you. And on that note, I welcome Jason to the podcast. He'll be providing insight about the transport systems of both islands.
Public transport in Ireland is shocking. Buses are either late or don't come. The trains are cancelled very often. Just yesterday, my buddies and I waited 2 hours for a train that was cancelled and wasted our time. There are some good things about buses though, and trains. They're cheap and good for the environment because they waste less fossil fuels.
That's very good, and thanks for linking it in to a good aspect in the end. As most people know, good transport equals good tourism, and our next speaker, Robbie, will be discussing the popular sites and effects that tourism has on Ireland.
There are many popular tourist attractions in Ireland, but the most popular would be Guinness Store Warehouse, Cliffs of Moher and Achill Island. While all of these tourist attractions display Ireland's culture, for example, in Achill Island, the most highly rated beach in Ireland exists, which is called Keene Beach, and it is also where the movie The Banshees of Inisherin was filmed. This won the BAFTAs and the Golden Globe. Tourism bolsters the economy of both islands, as we see a lot of money coming in from other economies spending money on both Ireland and the Azores, but it can be a negative for the locals as it causes the prices to inflate, and the locals' wages will often not meet the prices adjusted to tourists. Higher spending power, for example, a rich American coming from Hollywood.
Thanks so much. As we all know, sport holds an important role in the identity of the world's countries and its people. I now welcome Mathilde to explain the importance of Azorean sport in correlation to the role of sport in Ireland today.
Football in Portugal is the most popular sport in the central part of the national identity. It goes beyond a simple sporting activity, reflecting the culture, history and unity of the country. The national team plays an important role in uniting the Portuguese, especially in international tournaments such as the Euro and the Nations League. There's a little difference between Portuguese football and Gaelic football. In Portuguese football, the objective is to score goals using only the feet. In Gaelic football, players can use the ball with both their feet and hands, scoring 3 points by getting the ball into the goal and 1 point by sending it over the crossbar. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. And finally, I introduce Oren to the mic to round out today's episode by giving some points on Irish culture and culture's importance on the identity of people of both islands.
Thank you. Culture is very important to people as it forms their being and how they interact with us. Two important pieces of historical and modern pieces of Irish culture are the Choctaw Monument, Kindred Spirits, and Temple Bar. The Choctaw Monument symbolises the generosity of the native Choctaw people towards the Irish during the famine, as they donated 170 USD, which is $5,600 adjusted for today, while they were struggling. It contains 9 6.1 meter stainless steel feathers and it represents the gift of a food bowl. Temple Bar is an iconic piece of Irish culture, beloved by tourists alike. It is extremely popular due to its unrivaled crack and service. It's the centre of tourist nightlife and is promoted as Dublin's culture centre. It dates back to the 1860s and you can pick your own pint of Guinness up for €9.95. Our Azorean exchange students went there and thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Thank you, Caleb. I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you, Oren. And thank you to our viewers for listening to this podcast from all our guests and myself. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and found out something about one of these beautiful islands. Goodbye.